Hi everybody, I'm Vince Reed. I'm along with the head coach of the Falcons, of course, and that is Galen Snyder. And we're doing some Aria health reports for you as we get ready for the opening game of the season. And when you take a look at it, Coach, you're opening up with a team you've been playing a lot lately as far as an opener, and it's always a good challenge taking on the Easton Ball Club.
Yeah, we haven't had much luck with Easton so far. I think we're 0-3 since we started playing them again, and this is probably the last opportunity we're going to have to play them. I know the league's realigning, and I think we're going to be playing all the local teams. Council Rock South, who is no longer will no longer be in our league. We're going to end up playing them week 1, so this is sort of last go-around, last chance for us to beat these guys.
What about this group you have coming for this season? You had a lot of young people play last year. You had sophomores, you had freshmen on your ball club. They are now a year after getting some really good competition last season. Some of these youngsters are still young. A lot of the teams they're going to have is going to be 10th and 11th graders in here. And the way it looks, you're going to depend on them to kind of grow as the season goes along.
Yeah, we're definitely going to. We're going to have a lot of juniors and sophomores, or some juniors and sophomores in the lineup. But our senior class, although it's one of our smaller classes numbers-wise, I've been particularly impressed with the type of leadership they've shown throughout camp. Actually, all off-season leading up to camp, they've shown a lot of great leadership, and so I think it should be. It's an interesting team from the dynamics of it, but I think it's definitely a team that's all together.
Yeah, when you look at this team coming up here, one thing you've got this year that maybe you didn't have the luxury of for a few years, I recall always telling you, you have to build it again, and that's that offensive line. This year, it's a little different for you.
Yeah, we have a lot of pieces back from the offensive line. We have 4 out of 6 starters, and obviously they have a lot of experience, which is it's invaluable as far as especially in the early season, to have that kind of experience.
When you look at this team, defensively, last year you had to build the defense a little bit. Is the defense right now ahead of last year at this time?
Well, last year was funny because we were switching defenses. And although we had some guys who played here before, it was kind of new for them, so it took us a little while to get ourselves up and running. We didn't really start playing some good defense until, I would say, probably, to be honest with you, about the 4th game of the season. Now this year the kids know the defense better. It's just we're replacing all those kids. So
yeah, right.
We lost 9 out of 11 starters. So that's the challenge from us.
You have a really, when you look at it on paper, a very good backfield. You have a slew of backs that you can count on. You got Breon Clark, who came over from Ben Salem and got his baptism under fire against Downingtown up there. Performed very well, had a very good year. And when you look at it, that should be one of the solid spots that you don't have to worry too much about.
Well, there is some, quarterback-wise, you're absolutely correct. And then I think Charlie Storway really played well in our first scrimmage against CD South. Showed the breakaway speed he always had, but he also broke a lot of tackles and everything. So looking for good things from Charlie, both catching the ball and running the ball. And our other backs played very well too. Rockaway Smith and Dalton.
I know you had a big setback as far as that goes because of the fact that your son was injured in that last CD South scrimmage that you had. And boy, you were looking at him as one of the really tough linebackers you had, would look like a good linebacker for. And also he can spell as well on offense and running back. So you lose a big one in there. Even though he's young, he had the experience we're talking about from last year. And he's a tough customer, but tell people a little bit about his possibilities of coming back in that injury.
Well, we're keeping our fingers crossed. He broke his leg in the first game, and, in the first scrimmage, and he's got great doctors working with him. Dr. Allen with Aria did the surgery, and it's up to him to do the work with physical therapy and everything, and hopefully we'll get him back. I know in the meantime, we were already young linebacker and inexperienced. He was kind of he's a sophomore, he had the most experience. So we'll see. There's other guys going to get the opportunity. They have to stand up and step up and do the job.
And what about Breon Clark? He showed he can throw the ball for you. He can run. run the ball. You know, you got the luxury of having another guy who at that position is capable of running and running the offense extremely well for a guy who really had to catch it all from the time you guys came to practice last year. And I think by the time you had him start in that Downingtown game, you really had him going good.
Yeah, he came out gangbusters in the Downingtown game. I know, you know, we didn't know what to expect. We knew he had a lot of potential. He really played well. He played well the whole season for us. And the thing about Breon is he's a passer. He's got a great arm, but he's also mobile. You know, so he's not a run first guy. He's actually a passing quarterback that can run.
Are you looking to throw the ball more this year than you have been? And what about the receivers?
Well, I think last year we threw the ball a little more with Breon, and I expect to see a little bit, you know, the ball being there even a little bit more this year. You know, last year we still had, Pepper and Hose and those and Mac, and those were the kind of guys that we the ball to. And, we still like our backs, but we think that, you know, Breon, maybe a year older, he's going to have an opportunity to step up. And as far as receivers go, tight end, you know, he's going to get a chance to catch the ball a little bit more this year. Elliott Luque, after, you know, he's a good blocker and everything. Steven Ciotti, you know, returned to the team this year. Junior year, he took off to focus on basketball and some other things, but we're very happy to have him back, and he's played very well so far for the camp.
And what's the league look like to you as far as that goes? And I think we all know that Chamonix has a lot of people back on their squad, so you know, you look at them and you just say, well, you know, they're the most experienced, I think, coming back.
Right. Yeah, I would say the Chamonix is probably the favorite to win the league. You know, they have a number of players back defensively, a lot of the new signers, and then juniors, and now will be seniors, and big offensive line. So yeah, they're definitely the favorite to win. And you know, we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the teams all respond. Every team has some good assets, and it's all how you put them together. And see how it works out.
All right, Galen Snyder with yours truly, Vince Reed, as we take a look at the Pennsbury Falcons in the preseason, getting ready for their opening game coming up, of course, on the 30th at home against the Red Rovers of Easton.